that Cody and Robyn were at one table and I was at another, I'm not going to necessarily say, hi, how is everything? That would be disingenuous. And that would mean I'm not going to be friendly.
Robyn and I are really kind of in a struggling place.
Kind of looking at me going, are you going to reject me too? He is sabotaging our relationship.
People are blaming someone whose husband brought a new girlfriend into their lives while his wife was pregnant, completely disrupting the family dynamic. He spent every weekend with the girlfriend, even visited her while Christine was in labor, breaking all his own rules to do so. He later married this woman and left just weeks after Christine gave birth, disappearing for 11 days. He prioritized the new wife's children over his own, almost losing truly due to neglect. He would leave Christine's house early in the morning to help Robyn get her children ready for school, even though Christine's kids were the same age. He spent months researching the best surgeons for Robinson's eye surgery, but resisted when Isabel needed surgery despite her daily pain. The fact that Christine stayed as long as she did is remarkable. If 3 out of 4 wives leave you, it's clear that you're the problem. Honestly, after hearing what Christine said, I agree with her. Why should she pretend to be friendly and say, hi, how are you? When it would be fake? There's nothing wrong with being in the same room and not speaking to each other. If I were in Christine, Janelle, or Meri's shoes, I'd feel the same way. I know people in my life where I can share a space with them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to be friendly. That's just not going to happen. Christine stayed quiet for years, holding everything in. Now she has the power to speak, so let her vent. Cody and Robyn do. Cody will never take responsibility, and Robyn will never push him to reflect on his actions. What did he expect to happen when he told a wife he didn't love her? What did he think would happen when he treated Robyn better than the other 3 wives? He was cold and distant with his children from the 3 wives that left him. Fans watched all of this unfold and couldn't believe the wives hadn't left him sooner. No man can truly care for 4 wives and 18 children while also holding a job. How about you take responsibility? The only reason Cody and Robyn are claiming their marriage is strained now is because the money isn't flowing like it used to. Robyn was a gold digger then, and she still is. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Reality Nexus X. It's me, Elena, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. However, well, Robyn, you better start taking better care of your best customer. Isn't that what you said the other wives weren't doing, and why things went downhill for them? There are so many issues and so many children. For the ex-wives, remember that you have kids with this man, so for their sake, let them figure out their own opinions. Don't use them as pawns in your bitterness. I'm glad they all moved on from him because, in reality, he has a narcissistic personality, shaped by how he was raised and those around him. Robyn, I feel sorry for you because sooner or later, you'll leave him too if he keeps playing the victim, acting like he's been betrayed. Cody, I really wish you would seek professional help to sort through your emotions. Someone needs to tell you to stop being so self-centered and focus on your children. All they really want is their dad, not someone who demands obedience with the "I'm the man, and you follow what I say" attitude. Clearly, that approach didn't work. He rejected each of the wives first, and the kids saw how he treated their mothers. They also saw the stark difference in how he treated his original children compared to the ones who joined the family later. So, Cody, save your whining for someone else. You know what's sad, Robyn? You could have had any man just by being a good person, and yet you chose this jerk. You made sure you had the best houses, cars, and money, while the other kids didn't seem to matter. I don't believe in polygamy at all. It's not God's way. If you were in it for the right reasons, you'd have sought fairness for everyone. You would have looked at Meri and thought, wow, she's older now, and he's discarded her. What a jerk. It shows a total lack of godly commitment. If he's sabotaging your relationship, you shouldn't be the only one holding it together. Leave while you're still young enough to start over if that's what you want. He's a narcissist, and he deserves to be alone. Moreover, Janelle's sweet comment on Leon's post, where Audrey, Leon's partner, is lying on the grass with Leon, reads, "I adore you too." It's heartwarming to see Janelle reaching out and connecting with her bonus children, and I hope she has all the support she needs. I often wonder if Leon and other non-biological children feel left out because they aren't Janelle or Christine's kids, so it's nice to see family members engaging with their posts. Leon has a Draco tattoo, similar to Peyton's, and like the script tattoos Gabe and Aspen have for Garrison. Leon even reposted Janelle's post on the 6-month anniversary of Garrison's death, mentioning, "I look at this shirt in my closet every day," referring to the shirt Garrison is wearing in the photo with Janelle. It's clear they felt Garrison's loss deeply. As PP mentioned, they were at Yellowstone with the rest of the family over the summer. Mykelti has also shared on Patreon that she and Leon have decided to teach the kids to call them Untie Leon and Untie Audrey. Overall, it seems like Leon might have been a bit distant for a while, but is now reconnecting with most of the family. However, it's a 12-hour flight, and you have to choose between seats 1 to 5. I feel like Kody would just ignore Meri, so that flight might not be too bad since they wouldn't be talking over me. But Kody seems like the type who can't handle silence, so he'd probably end up talking to me instead. Seat 3 would have Kody on his best behavior compared to the others. Seat 5 would be the absolute worst, with 2 and 4 coming in close behind. Additionally, in the latest episode about Meri's divorce, I'm really struck by her lawyer. I'm not an expert in family law or practice ethics, but it seems like the lawyer never informed Meri that the divorce wasn't necessary for the adoption to proceed. The lawyer appeared visibly hesitant and reluctant. Shouldn't an attorney have a duty to inform and advise their client and recognize when something isn't right? As for Kody, he seems to embody the old saying, "Be careful what you wish for because you might just get it." He went to great lengths to be with Robyn, and now he's really got her. In my opinion, Meri was treated unfairly, but I'm glad to see that she appears to be thriving now. I suspect that Kody dangled the "if you do this, we can be a couple again" promise in front of Meri to persuade her to divorce him. When she did, he backed out on the deal, which might have contributed to the catfishing incident. It seems he wanted Robyn to hold the power instead of Meri. While the divorce was likely necessary for Kody to adopt DAB, it's worth noting that a step-parent can adopt their partner's child without being legally married. However, Kody's legal marriage to another woman could have created complications. The divorce helped streamline the adoption process. What wasn't necessary was Kody and Robyn's legal marriage, or their continued legal marriage. I don't believe the legal divorce was fair to Meri. It was clearly not her idea, and it was a painful experience for her. If Kody and Robyn truly cared about her, they would have reconsidered when they saw how difficult it was for her. Nonetheless, the divorce did facilitate the adoption. Moreover, joke. So Kody only refers to Robyn's kids as her kids, while Janelle's kids are referred to as my or our kids. He even suggests that a holiday with just Robyn and her kids isn't really a family holiday. Then he blames Janelle and Christine for allegedly alienating him from his actual family, subtly implying that Robyn's kids don't count. Joke. But seriously, Kody tends to specify groups of kids by their mother's name to clarify who he's talking about. He alternates between my, our, and the mother's name when discussing his children. It seems he says our kids when speaking to the mother of those kids, my kids when all the wives are present, and refers to them by their mother's name, Egg, Robyn's kids, Christine's kids, when talking to the cameras or when the mothers aren't around. I don't see what the issue is with this approach. I am convinced that the rules were set by Robyn, and I haven't changed my mind about it. During the first Zoom call, she was in her car, mentioned the doctor, and said she was quarantining with only her family. Meanwhile, Janelle thought it was a great time to get together as a family. Cody's behavior, going from house to house during coronavirus, made no sense, especially since he could have spread the virus to all the houses before knowing he had it. However, Robyn claims that she had several proposals before marrying Cody, but turned them down because she was waiting for someone who could offer a polygamous relationship. I'm skeptical of this. Let's be honest, she likely wasn't going to marry anyone who couldn't provide her with a certain lifestyle. She had difficulty living within her means with her first husband, so unless a wealthy man came along, she wouldn't have considered going back to a simpler life. If she had accepted Cody's proposal and the show had been canceled, I doubt she would have gone through with the wedding. She saw the lifestyle of the original family and knew it wasn't for her. She was promised money and a specific lifestyle. What are your thoughts? I believe she's being dishonest. She contradicts herself in her book. I don't buy that there was a line of men waiting to court a recently divorced mother of 3, thousands in debt. She had little to offer at the time, aside from perhaps whatever she was buying at Victoria's Secret under those diesel jeans. In 18 seasons, I haven't seen her contribute anything significant. In their book, Cody mentions that he was telling Robyn they needed to wait before advancing their relationship, citing some questionable reasons. Then Robyn suddenly mentioned that an elderly, well-off gentleman from church wanted to court her. Cody, shocked, grabbed her, they kissed, and he promised they'd marry as soon as possible. He couldn't let someone else have her. It seems no one else wanted to court Robyn, which makes her claims questionable. Their lies don't add up. Much of what's in their book feels like a rewritten version of history, just like the facade of being a happy polygamous family on TV. Additionally, when D.A.B. are informed that their father has signed them away, and that Cody will be adopting them, Dayton and Brianna appear genuinely hurt and confused. My heart broke for those sad, scared, and confused kids, while the adults seemed frustrated that they weren't celebrating Cody as a hero. The show then discusses Dayton's ASD. They use the term Asperger's, which is outdated. Please correct me if ASD is also incorrect. They describe it as how he processes things and claim he's actually happy and excited about the situation. I have a very limited understanding of how this works and am wondering if people who are on the spectrum could offer some insight. Is this a typical autistic response, or were they just trying to downplay the kids' real feelings about the hurtful decisions being made? Moreover, rewatching the tell-all where Meri reacts to Christine sharing the ring story, I'm puzzled. If Cody told Meri directly that he melted the ring so she wouldn't have a claim on him, why didn't she treat their divorce as a genuine divorce? The marriage was clearly over at that point. Why didn't she claim her equitable share of the marital assets? The signs were all there. It's because Cody would say hurtful things and then come back with sweet gestures. This was his manipulation tactic. He'd use cruel words and then guilt her into being a good sister wife, which always served his own interests, not those of the other wives. We've seen him many times say awful things and then follow up with endearments. Right up until Flagstaff, he'd say one thing and then contradict himself. It was a form of abuse. The writing was on the wall. Additionally, Meri was raised in a culture and religion that taught her to endure any hardship, including abuse and degradation, in hopes of being received into heaven. I also believe that Meri stayed because she didn't want to disappoint her mother, Bonnie, who deeply believed in the principle to the point of sacrificing her own happiness. I'm rewatching the show and am increasingly impressed by Janelle. When it comes to money, she seems to be the only one with a sensible approach. I think everyone else didn't worry about finances because they relied on Janelle to figure things out. She took on the responsibility of paying the mortgage and keeping the lights on, always focusing on the future. Janelle believed in polygamy and shared her resources until the end. It's disheartening to hear comments about other wives having expensive tastes and enjoying luxuries, while Janelle is portrayed as managing everything with her giant ledger, often at the expense of her own resources. She lived in a 3-bedroom house with 6 kids, while Meri had a 5-bedroom house with a wet bar for 1 child. Janelle had duct tape holding her driver's side window up, while Cody drove a convertible. She handled their taxes and knew how absurd the spending was, but the others didn't seem to care. Janelle was in an RV and student housing, while Robyn lived in a McMansion. They delayed paying off Coyote Pass, while Janelle lived in tiny homes, all the while holding on to blueprints for a small dream house that never materialized. Janelle doesn't get enough credit for all she did. She was taken advantage of because of her love for the family. She would have stayed forever if it hadn't been for the mistreatment of her kids. I'm proud of her for leaving and hope she finds someone who truly deserves her. Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. I'd love to hear whether you agree or disagree. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell for future updates. Your feedback is important, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you.